Namaste everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. This is a very important message actually, and I decided to relay it right now. And my dear friends, what I've been noticing, and it's actually going on, it's not just something that I've noticed. A lot of people who are on the ascension journey and following a sattvic lifestyle, or maybe combo of sattvic and rajasic, they have also noticed it, and it's kind of trending everywhere on the internet. A lot of popular creators are doing it. A lot of popular spiritual creators are doing it. Okay, what are they doing? They are actually teaching you the devil's ways. Yes, they are teaching you some satanic things under the disguise of spiritual things, or under the disguise of telling you to become more successful, more powerful, make more money, do this, buy that, get the body you want, blah, blah, blah. And it all sounds very innocent. And it's not even tried and tested, let me tell you that. It sounds very innocent, it sounds very lucrative, very attractive. And these concepts are floating in the market since long. But in the spiritual community, certain things are absolutely very clearly mentioned, that this is not the path of a spiritualist. This is not a path of someone who's on ascension. And yet, people are watching lots of these content creators. I have nothing against anyone, and I will not name anyone. You guys are all very intelligent. If you are doing correct inner work, then maybe even you would have noticed it, or it could have been possible that you tried it out and it never worked for you, which is why you said that, okay, let me look for something on the internet, something else. Especially with twin flames, it happens a lot. Most of the things that they are teaching people, the modern pseudo or self-proclaimed gurus, readers, healers, there are some really genuine ones also. Of course, the genuine ones are always there too. But there are some very popular ones who I think lots of people are watching, and nobody actually tries to look for the logic in it. They just like the look of the person, they like the confidence of the person. And these people are not very different than the film celebrities, because they are also selling you some nonsense that you don't need, and these people are also selling you some total nonsensical idea that will never help you. On the contrary, it will turn you into something that you don't want to be. After 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, you'll realize that you achieved nothing from whatever they taught you, and you've turned into this really anxious and depressed and overthinking kind of person. This doesn't apply to those people who were already like that. I'm just talking about the sane people, the innocent ones who thought that this is the right inner work. One of the biggest scams is law of attraction. And everybody is talking about, it's really funny guys, they are talking about law of attraction without even understanding what law of attraction is. The actual definition of law of attraction is you attract what you are. Simple. Out of all the laws of the universe, this one became popular because a certain author wrote a book, and that author just threw this statement at people. Maybe the author was giving out something very important to people, and that was to be happy and to be grateful. But instead of that, people have picked onto this term. It sounds also very interesting. It sounds also very attractive, just like it is written law of attraction. So it's kind of attractive. And then all of these spiritual, coaches, healers, gurus, I'm talking about the modern ones, they also started talking about it. Everybody is talking about it, but incorrectly. If they talk about it correctly, then it's okay, because then that changes the meaning and it changes the effort that a person would make into achieving these type of things. Same thing they do for manifestations. Same thing they do for union in twin flame journey. But let me first explain about law of attraction and what I really mean, and by the end of it you'll understand. So basically the real philosophy or the real truth is how actually it is that you attract who you are. What you are, who you are. So if you are a flower created by nature, what are you going to attract? Of course, bees. Because naturally the bees and all such insects, they help in the process of pollination. The goal of every living organism, including plants, is to create offsprings for the next generation. One of the ways that plants can produce offspring is by making seeds. So this is one good example. Then we have another example. Let's say there's a frog. Here we are not saying frog is going to attract something. We are simply saying it's a frog. What is the frog going to be attracted to naturally? What type of environment? There has to be pond or water body and some place which has a bit of soil, but it has to be a cool place. And the frogs like to be near the plants. I mean, in my kitchen garden also I've seen frogs, but there are no water bodies around. Somehow the frogs have appeared many times. Could be because there is water around, even if it's not a water body, but there's water around. So the frogs like it, right? So either you would be attracted to something or something would be attracted to you, in simple words. What these people are teaching you is that whatever you focus on, you attract that. This is where they create a problem, a very, very serious, dangerous problem for the mind. Because if we start focusing on the things that we want, you don't know what human mind is like. Human mind is going to go nuts. And this is what happens to a lot of people in the twin flame ascension journey. And let me tell you, this is also the reason why for many people the separation process becomes really long. The separation process, I'm talking about the place where there's no contact, no love life, nothing going on. No crush, nothing. Just they're sitting and just waiting for one phone call, one message. They just don't step out because somebody has told them if you keep focusing on what you want, it's going to come to you. And they keep doing that. But actually, the truth is, that the natural truth is that whatever you go after will go away from you, will go further away from you. So the best is not chase anything. Focusing on something all the time is also chasing. In fact, this is a stronger chasing because here you've put all your mental and emotional energy into it. So that person is going to run away. And in spirituality, in reality, we say only focus on God. And there's a way of focusing on God. You have to sit in meditation. You have to learn from a master. A person has to be disciplined, dedicated, devoted. And then you don't see God. You can't see God physically, right? Source, God, angels. Some people can see angels. Some people can even see gods and goddesses. But in normal scenario, you can't see anything as such. So you are focusing on the supreme energy, in the pure energy. And when you focus on the supreme pure energy, you begin to change. Why? Because there are no images actually that you are looking for. Or even if you do, even if some people have images in their mind, it's not like they know how to interact with that image. There's no verbal interaction going on. But if you start focusing on a person, somebody you like, you love, you want, you focus on that person all day long, that person will never come to you because that's how the energy is. The energy of a god, goddess, master, source is very different. They all exist in the astral realm. We don't exist in astral realm right now. And those people who do chakra alignment work and they master the bottom 3 chakras, they can connect with their astral body. And via astral body, they can do a lot of things. They can do remote viewing, they can do astral projections, they can travel in time, and the list is long. But when you are still in the bottom 3 chakras, you are still very much connected to the body. Now, there are brand ambassadors for these things also. Like they'll show you a celebrity. They'll say, look, this celebrity has all the money in the world, has all the fame in the world, has the best partner. You know how they got it? They got it via law of attraction. People go like, wow, he got all of this because of law of attraction? Yeah. And sometimes those actors would also say this in the interviews. They'll say, yeah, I achieved this status because I used to visualize about it and I have manifested it. So a normal random person will be like, oh yeah, you manifested. How did you manifest? So what's the steps of manifestation? They'll say, oh, you first write down what you want and then you keep looking at it, keep thinking about it. You make a vision board, you write affirmations. If you say like some Bollywood actor or Hollywood actor, I'm just giving an example. So you want to get married to Brad Pitt and you keep writing every day 100 times, 500 times that I'm married to Brad Pitt, and you keep repeating it like a mantra. And one fine day, Brad Pitt, who's now already very old, he's not very old, but yeah, he's not, maybe he can get married also now, who knows. But as far as we know, he was into marriages and he doesn't seem to be. But the point is, a person sitting somewhere in one corner of the world wants to marry Brad Pitt. That person could be 20 years old. Now, how long are they supposed to write these affirmations? How long are they supposed to make the vision board? How long are they supposed to practice this? There's no number, there's no fixed number to it. But of course, there are some people who are going to be the brand ambassadors of it and say that, you know what, I used to do this, I used to want to get this deal, or I wanted this kind of life partner, and look what I did, I just used the law of attraction and today I have it. All of this attracting stuff is actually natural. The point is, it's natural. In real ascension, we should stay away from our desires, because desires are the number one cause of suffering. Desires also make us ungrateful. Desires put us in the state of want. The energy of want is also the energy of chasing. Nobody can attract anything like that. It's impossible. A chaser cannot attract what they're chasing, because the energy itself is of neediness, of want, desire, not having it. But if the chaser stops chasing and they start doing their things, whatever they love, whatever they enjoy, then they will attract who they are or what they are. That's for sure. Naturally, I mean to say. So the focus should never be on anything external. The focus should be on God, and the focus should be on your own self. That way you can actually surrender to whatever is written for you. That's the way it works. Your life is predestined. Before you came down to earth, you had a chat with God, you had a chat with your spirit team. You said, okay, I want to go through this life, and these are going to be my experiences, these are going to be my achievements. Okay, this is the profession I'll take in this one, in this reincarnation, and this is the wife I'll take, or that person I'll be best friends with, blah blah blah. So you've already planned it out, you already pre-manifested everything. It's all like Swayambhu, pre-manifested. So the law of attraction is actually quite demonic, by the way. Law of attraction is demonic. It's not the work of divine, it's the work of devil. Because it's telling you to do something that you should not do. And I'm not talking about law of attraction, as I just said, as a universal law. I'm talking about what they're teaching you. What they're teaching you is demonic stuff. What they're teaching is devilish stuff. From the outside, they say, oh, we are talking about law of attraction. But internally, what they're telling you to do is not sattvic, or it's not on the godly path. But all popular YouTubers who are making content are doing it. It's really crazy. Because people from all over the world are watching their videos and they're going like, oh, thank you so much for sharing this. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Lovely information. But when you try it, I'm saying it to the person, all the people who are thanking these people, first go and try it. Use it. See if it really works or not. That formula the person is giving you, let's see how many years do you take to make it happen like that. So the inner work, the actual inner work, is about going away from desires, focusing only on source, unconditional love or service. These are the couple of things that you focus on, because see, if you focus on true service, you're doing God's work. If you focus on unconditional love, again you're doing God's work. So automatically the lust in you will go away. Automatically the need for getting sexual or physical orgasm will go away. You will look for something bigger and more meaningful. So it is encouraging people to not only become very selfish but also stupid, but at the same time also it's denying what God has written for you. Whatever is written for you, you're denying that. You're saying, oh, I don't want this. I don't like this. I want to change it. So let me make a vision board of what I want. Then you get frustrated after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, you don't get it. Then there are other ways to get things that God is not basically giving you. But why is God not giving it to you? Because God has already planned something even better. You just have to accept it. You just have to say yes to it. So we need to go away from desires, because desires cause suffering. We need to surrender to source, which is also one of the stages in the twin flame ascension journey. Surrender. Before surrender, people are trying on their own. So it's called runner chaser dynamic, because they're running and chasing from this idea only that they need to surrender. They need to just let it go. And then comes illumination, harmonization, union and singularity. The thing is that with the masculine or with the feminine or with any person you love, your relationship is really old. And when I say old, I'm talking about many lives, many lifetimes. Before you get the human life, 84 lakh yonis and beyond to get to the human birth. So human birth is really special. And all of the people who are in your life, they have reincarnated with you many times. So when you were a bird, this person was also with you. When you were a cow, this person was with you. When you were just amoeba, you're not even split into two, this person was probably with you, because they're a part of you. This is how they say it. So how is it possible that you can separate? But this illusion of separation is so strong that person ends up believing it. And to get back to each other, they start trying out many things, but naturally they are together. The only thing that any twin flame needs to understand is that they are away from each other for a reason. Whether it's a twin flame, starseed, light worker, whether you want someone or you don't want someone romantically, doesn't matter. It could be someone you really genuinely love. You may not even have romantic connection with that person, but you just want to be with that person. You want to be around that person. But you can't be due to whatever reasons, you got separated. So when people talk about law of attraction and using law of attraction to get the person, they are actually either fooling themselves or they are fooling others. Simply because if you are a certain energy body, an energy being, then all the things around you are literally already a match to your energy. The law of attraction is already working. How can you make something work that's already working? The other thing is that in Sanatan, when we talk about dhyan, when we talk about focused attention, we don't focus on a material object or something outside of us. Our focus is on our third eye. Our focus is on our own self. We are focusing inside of us, within us. So that's a major difference. The real law of attraction, if you actually want to understand law of attraction, then you have to understand who am I. You have to look for this answer, who am I? And you have to work on yourself. You have to sit still every day, morning and evening. If you cannot sit still every day, like morning and evening, 2 times, you can do it at least once, first thing in the morning. Because when you wake up, at that point in time, your brain is still working in theta. And that's really the great time to heal yourself also, to improve your auric field, to improve your energy field, to remove all of these impacts and implants caused by negative energy. When we are suffering, we are not accepting who we are, which means that even if we might be attracting the right things, they're already attracted to us, we may not see it, we cannot see it because we are not in alignment with ourselves. So we don't even know what God has given to us, what we have is actually the best for us. For the same lesson, people go through karmic connections. For the same lessons, they run after things or they run away from things. Because when they suffer even more after getting what they want, they thought that this desire will give me everything that I needed to make me happy. We look at all the brand ambassadors of desires on this planet, the celebrities, coming from sports, coming from entertainment, coming from politics, coming from these various places, and they keep telling the world that, my life is so great, and they say it more than experiencing it. They're saying it. They have maybe a lot of money, they have some good looks going on for them, they have maybe wealth, they have fame, they have name, they have a position, they have a designation, they have some kind of social status. So other people looking at them go like, wow, this person is so cool. And then they talk about some story of their struggle, like how I reached over there. But there is actually no real story that anyone is sharing. Like in India, we have this very famous superstar, okay, very famous, or lately he's famous, and he would always say that he came from nowhere and he became a star and blah blah blah. Later on, it was found out he is a nephew of another very famous superstar, and not only that, this guy's father is super ultra rich. So he could put money into the movies that he was acting in, and he already had the contacts. Like if your uncle is a superstar, already a very big name, your cousins are also superstars, the uncle's daughters or the sons, you know them really well, like you've hung out with them. There are probably some childhood pictures of him that got leaked later on. But they still created this image. This is what marketing and PR is doing. People believe marketing and PR so much that they don't know what's in the background. They're giving the normal people, like, look, I was nothing. They all sell this rags to riches story so that people believe in them. And what are they going to sell to you? They're going to sell to you love stories. They're going to sell to you fairy tales. They're going to sell to you bullshit version of romance. In fact, a lot of fairy tales are also not real. I mean, the original version of these fairy tales is very different than what we are seeing with the advent of television and films, because they are just trying to sell the youth some warped concept of love so that they never really attract naturally what they have. Like if a flower doesn't bloom fully, will it attract the bees? No. This is what they're doing to most people, and you'd say who is doing it and why they're doing it. There are people who rule this planet. There are people who have vested interest. For them, the currency is not money. The currency is your energy. And how are they going to get your energy? They're going to do it by distracting you. They're going to do it by putting your mind into useless things. Like a lot of these so-called spiritual teachers are saying, they're not even spiritual teachers. They just know how to sell content. They just know how to market it well. They are going to put very attractive thumbnails for you and very attractive one-liners for you. And most people buy it. And those who are not doing these things, those who are presenting the truth as it is, they will attract only the genuine people who may be less in number. They are not going to use marketing tools. They are not going to promote their videos. Why? Because they believe that I'm not here just to make money out of this, or I'm not here to make money by unfair means. We all should make money by fair means. The question also is, why are these people so successful at giving you false information? Why so many people are taking this false information? Is because people are not ready for the truth. Many times, if you give really good advice to someone, you may be an intuitive reader, you may be someone who has predicted a lot of things in the past for them, you may be someone who has actually been guiding them, helping them in very strange problems that they presented to you, problems that they could not get help from anywhere. They probably went to 10 other people, but nobody wanted to talk to them, nobody wanted to entertain them, neither they could trust someone. But if they find the right person who can help them out, for some time they will listen to this person. They will use this person as a genie, as a lamp and the genie. Okay, let me rub the lamp and the genie will come out and the genie will give me whatever I want. But if the genie says, no, I'm not going to give it to you all the time. You have to work on yourself. You have to show it to me. You have to prove it. You have to show that you really deserve it. You know why this question has even been given to them? Because these people, a lot of the people don't even know what reality is. They want to change the reality, but they don't know what reality is. Some of the people, they are looking for love, but they don't know what love is. So when they get some kind of answer, some kind of false hope that tells them, okay, if you listen to this meditation 20 times, your twin flame will come back to you. Or if you do this, or if you do that, if you go here or there, everything will be fine. In 7 months, this person will be there. Some people are so close to God. Let me tell you this thing. There's something called sankalp in Hindi. Sankalp means a resolution. Whatever resolution they take for someone else, also, it works. Whatever sankalp they take, it works. Because these people have probably served God, or they are very close to God. God has this connection with this person for a reason, because this person is also like nothing without God. They don't take any credit for what they do. So even if such a person is going to tell someone like, look, drop all this, drop the desires, just focus on source, just focus on this, whatever I'm teaching you or telling you, the other person will not listen. You know why? Because they'll say, I want the materialistic things. Give me the materialistic stuff. Fulfill all of my materialistic desires. They don't know that these materialistic desires are the very reason of their suffering. And one big problem that these desires and all of these techniques which they are not telling you correctly. I'm not saying that law of attraction doesn't exist, but they are not giving you the right definition of it. They're telling you focus on what you want. As soon as you focus on what you want, you are falling off grace. You are falling down because you have no gratitude for what you have. And that will instantly lower down your vibration. What you have so many things. Look around you. There are people, they don't have a place to live. You have a place to live. There are people who don't have food, maybe not proper meals or some amazing cuisines that they want to eat, but you have it. I know if you're watching this video, you have a good phone. Some of you have speakers. Basic things, these are materialistic things. But if you look at all the organic, natural things, you can walk, you can talk, you can breathe. Look at someone who's disabled. Look at someone who's got a special need. There are people who cannot see. There are blind people. There are people on the wheelchairs. And look at you. You're doing so well. Even someone who's on the wheelchair and who's very positive and thankful and grateful, I will not say that you're handicapped. That person is not handicapped. That person is special. Because before coming to planet Earth, they may have chosen it. They may have chosen it because they want to inspire others who are thankless. They want to show to other people, look, I am happy despite this condition. And you are unhappy even when you have everything. Sometimes when we fall sick, when we have a disease, we are so sad, like we are so low. We just wish, like literally, even when we have fever, normal viral fever, we feel so uneasy. When you have common cold, we feel so uneasy. Now there are so many people with deadly diseases. They are going to hospitals every now and then. And I have seen some of those people also have a big smile on their face. They're full of gratitude. They say, hey, it's okay. I'm going through this treatment. God is giving me opportunity to heal. So many people are able to heal their problems because of gratitude. So what they should actually be teaching all of you is to practice gratitude, not to practice law of attraction in such a wrong way. There are people teaching you, you can make this much money, you can make this much every month, you can get these fancy cars. Like they're all becoming gurus. They're all teaching people that look behind me, I got these 2 fancy cars. You can get it too. Why? Why should you get those fancy cars? Do you even need those fancy cars? And just because they got these 2 fancy cars or they got some money in their bank account, how does it make them a great person? Or even someone who should be followed? Look, I have nothing against these people because I've grown up watching all of these things and I always used to question, why are they teaching people this? Why aren't they teaching people how to be genuinely happy? Why are they teaching people you can be successful? Why can't they teach people that they're already successful? Via this video, I'm gonna share some of the laws of the universe, okay? So that you all have clarity and we all are on the same page. Number 1 thing is that love is the law of life. All love is expansion and all selfishness is contraction. Love is therefore the only major law of life. And everything else, all the other laws are basically bifurcations or categories. So, the person who loves, they live. The person who is selfish is dying. Simple. So love for the love's sake, because that's the law of life, just as you breathe to live. So there are 12 basic laws. There are many laws, but 12 main important laws that I'll tell you of the universe. Number 1 is the law of divine oneness. This law helps us to understand that we live in a world where everything is connected to everything else. Everything we do, say, think and believe affects others and the universe around us. Now we all are also a universe, literally. Yes, you are a universe, you have your own sun and moon, you have your own planetary system. And what do we really mean by universe? Universe is actually Earth. Now when we look at Earth as a planet, it may look like, okay, it's just a planet and there are other planets. But we should start looking at Earth like a plane. This is where everything is happening. Everything is happening on Earth. If you go to any astrologer, in India we have this concept of Kundali, which is very popular. And in Western countries also it's becoming popular, where you can check the gunas, the match. When you have a match, before marriage also they do guna milan, which means that you and your spouse can check how many numbers, what is the score you get on basis of compatibility, looking at your birth chart. So in Kundali also, if you go to any astrologer, they will tell you the position of all the planets, okay, every planet. But if you ask them where Earth is on my Kundali, they cannot tell you. Even a very learned astrologer will look at your face like, what are you asking? That's because you are the Earth. In your planetary chart, you are the center of it, and everything else is rotating or revolving around you. And when the sun and moon is in balance, that's when life is created. So sun and moon is so important. Sun denotes the masculine energy and moon denotes the feminine energy. Even when we look at matrix, there is 0 and 1. There also 0 is for masculine and 1 is for feminine. So these numbers, these studies of planets, astronomy, astrology, it's all trying to tell us that everything is connected. I mean, if you're not in the scenario, if you're the observer and you cannot observe, then nothing actually exists. This world, this planet, this universe, this reality exists because you are observing it. You're looking at me, that's why I exist. If you're not there, then will I exist? No. Same happens with everyone else. So, we are all connected in that sense. The next is law of vibration. Everything in the universe moves, vibrates and travels in circular patterns. I mean, you can look at sacred geometry, it is so beautiful. The same principles of vibration in the physical world apply to our thoughts, feelings, desires and wills in the etheric world. Each sound, think, and even thought has its own vibrational frequency, unique into itself, unto itself. Your physical location is not really your address. Your vibration is your address, because it changes everything. You could be living in the worst neighborhoods, but if you do your inner work, you instantly vibrate higher, and those minuscule things will never even affect you. I mean, the same neighborhood or the same road or the same lane where once upon a time you were facing a lot of trauma, anxiety, even stepping out of your house, once you heal, once you do your therapy, the same place will change for you. You'll not really care about those people, those things, and you'll see people are changing. Now, this is what they showed in that movie, Secret. They showed a man who was getting bullied at work and he was unhappy and everything was really bad in his life, and then he started working on himself, and he started focusing on what he wanted, and people started shifting and people started changing. Those who used to bully him left the office, some got promoted, like there was some story. Some got demoted and he became a happy man. The only thing that is not correct over there is that he started focusing on what he wanted. Actually, you don't have to focus on what you want. You have to just be grateful for what you have. There's a big difference in this line actually. There's a big difference of energy. If we focus on what we have, automatically we are not looking outwardly. We are not focusing on what the neighbors are doing, what the uncle is doing, what the auntie is doing, what the relatives are saying. The relatives might come to you and say, what are you doing with your life? You're so unnecessarily wasting time, and why don't you get married, and why don't you have some kids and live happy life, blah blah blah. If you don't focus on what they're telling you, the lack and limitation, they're showing you the lack and limitation in your life, but you look at yourself and you feel like, look, I am happy. You look at some other couples outside of you, you don't feel the need to get married, the need to get settled down. You can work on yourself, you can study on yourself, you can study as in you can do your inner work, you can even study to get some degrees or certifications, or you can get a job. Like, you can do tons of things and you can compare your life with others. Nobody's life is perfect. Even those uncles and aunties who walk up to you and tell you that you should be doing something better in your life, you should just look at their life. I mean, look at their life from that perspective, that are they happy, are they accomplished, or have they achieved everything? In fact, you just sit with them for a while, like listen to their grievances, you will be shocked to know that these are the same people who are giving you advice on settling down, because their grievances would actually be all the complaints of their life, of their partners and spouses. Maximum people complain about their partners and spouses and children and all the close people basically. People are suffering within the family bonds only. The suffering is coming from familial bonds only, because we are all trying to get their validation. We are not looking within and saying, okay, I have this and I'm happy about it. So how the vibration changes, there is a very beautiful technique for it. But this is a sattvic technique. This is a divine technique, because we also have free will. Some of you might say, so maybe I am naturally attracting pain because this is who I am. No. Nobody is here to actually attract pain or misery or suffering. We do that because we are programmed to believe that this is the right way to live. And when you're working with your mind, you'll realize that all these thoughts that keep coming back to you, where you're overthinking or where you're having a dialogue with someone, it's an imaginary conversation. It's probably not even some person. You have imagined the outcome of something, or you have been thinking that something bad is going to happen to you, so on and so forth. So you're just thinking in your head lots and lots of things, and you're having conversations with those imaginary situations, with the people in the imaginary situations, or with the situations, you convincing them convincing you, or you're giving explanations and justifications, and basically causing pain to yourself without even being in that situation. So when we do focused attention, which is going within, working on ourselves, looking within, being grateful for what we have, it automatically shifts our energy. We feel joy. So the other day in one of the channeling, I spoke about joy. I spoke about how important joy is, because joy is not a feeling. Joy is not a feeling that can come and go. It's a state. It happens when we connect to source. But how can we connect to source if we are ungrateful? One thing that we need to have to connect to source is faith. And the second pillar is gratitude. We have faith. We have a lot of faith that God is going to help me, God is going to take care of me. But we are also complaining about what we don't have. Then too it will not work. So whatever I am telling you in this collective reading is to also tell you that maybe I have used the term law of attraction. Maybe I have used the term you attract what you are. But that's not to tell you that you need to focus on your divine masculine. That's never been the case. Right? If you have been watching this channel for long. Even in the letters, when you read the letters, when you listen to the letters, it is to actually increase your gratitude. You're in a state where you know that the masculine loves you. And these are channel letters. These are coming from high vibrational people. When we connect to high vibrational people, the downloads, we are connecting with them in a different timeline. Like maybe today, the masculine and feminine are in negative state because they believe that separation is real, it's real and it's not an illusion. But when they heal, they realize they were never separated. They are just here on earth, playing a part. They are acting here. Director told them, guys and girls, you gotta take a break, okay? You gotta take a break. You're gonna do a job, and you're gonna get married to someone, okay? Why? Because you're gonna see how it feels to be in that job that you have been subconsciously wanting really badly, and you have been wanting a certain type of relationship, but you both need to understand what's on the other side. And why you do this is because then you will understand what love is, and you will be connected to your mission, because you're all here for mission. Maximum people, star seeds, light workers, they're here for mission, because when they are in their higher self, these things don't even matter to them. Which is why a lot of you are attracted to this type of content, the letters or these type of videos where you can learn about real law of attraction or real inner work. Why? Because that's your higher self telling you that look, all of this that you're going through, the separation, the anxiety, the depression, it's not real. What's real is you work on yourself, you do it for yourself. Use your free will and do it for yourself, because when you are alright, everything will be alright. We are in a simulation by choice actually. A lot of the people who are volunteers, they are here by choice. And you know what? They want to be here. The volunteers always want to be here. But when they are on earth, they say, oh my God, I don't want to be here ever again. I will never come back to earth. This is my last life on planet earth. The next level of this is one level, one very good level to be in, because that's also good, every level has some meaning. So on one of these levels, not wanting to come back to earth is good, because you're not attached to the things that other people might be attached to. You look at an old man in pain, in disease. If you tell that old man, grandpa or uncle, whosoever it is, old man, it's your time to leave, they'll not want to leave. They're okay to suffer. That's the magical attraction of planet Earth. People are suffering, but if you tell them, leave all of this, they will not. They cannot. They'll ask for more time. No matter how old they are, no matter how unhappy they've been 10 minutes ago. They'll be like, no, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do a lot of things. Because everybody is here to have this human experience. And the volunteers keep coming here because they are the ones who bring the change. They are the portals. I told you guys before also that we are the portals. The portals are not outside of us. That's why they say 1,44,000 1,000 light workers are going to change this planet. Why? Because these are portals. These are not people, they are portals. They open up the path for other people, and then others will open up for others, and so on and so forth. And then this is also a cycle of planet Earth. There is a golden age, there is a silver age, there is a dark age, there is a Dwapar Yuga. Why? Because everything has to exist. It cannot always be perfect. It cannot always be only golden age or only dark age. The third and very important is, of course, law of action. The law of action must be applied in order for us to manifest things on earth. Therefore, we must engage in actions that support our thoughts, dreams, emotions, and words. Now, this can also be hugely misunderstood. Again, people will say, oh, so this is telling you to manifest. Well, why this is telling you is because we have a natural drive within us. We must follow that. And then this becomes inspired action. Then you don't have to work really hard. Like there are some people who are so relaxed, they just know what they want and they go for it. They'll tell you today that after 3 years I will be doing this and this and this and this. Like they have clear idea about it. They have clarity. This is called intention. So they have a very clear intention. When you have a clear, precise intention, this is what I think I can do, or I want to do, or I will be. It's not like there is a feeling that I want it or I need it. Even though for communication's sake, sometimes we say, I want this, I want to be a pilot. But maybe in someone's mind, they know that I will definitely be a pilot if I do these 3 things or 4 things. And they just do it playfully. The idea is to do it playfully. The idea is to do it without any expectations. Then we have the law of correspondence. This universal law states that the principles or law of physics that explain the physical world, light, energy, vibration, and motion, have their corresponding principles in the etheric, which means as above, so below. This also means that your life is actually a hologram of what's within you. It's a perfect match of what's within you. So if you are going to ascend, or if you're already in ascension, like some people say I'm in ascension, but they're unhappy. Why? Because that's what's happening within them. They are going through this feeling of unhappiness. But if we accept that we are unhappy, then everything becomes normal. Like some people have a lot of heaviness in their heart. They have frustration and anger, but they don't accept it. They are trying to run away from it. They're trying to find out ways how to feel better, how to get distracted from this feeling. That frustrates them even more. So better is to go through it. Better is to face it. Face that frustration. What does it even mean? What is it trying to show you? Why are you frustrated? Why are you angry? Why are you sad? And here I will give the example of this really good movie. Inside Out is a story of a girl called Riley and the inner workings of her mind. There are different emotions inside her head who are actually managing everything, and the way they've shown it is like wonderful. This young girl adapts to her family's relocation as 5 personified emotions administer her thoughts and actions. And throughout the movie, the one who's happy is given extreme importance because it's so important to be happy, right? But actually it is the sad emotion, the sadness, that changes everything. Eventually they all realize that had the girl not cried, she would not have figured things out. So it's important to cry, it's important to release, it's important to vent. When I do my therapy sessions, I see a lot of breakthroughs because we work in such a way that we eventually reach to the place. Sometimes people are not able to locate that place, that emotion. As soon as we touch on that emotion, the person starts crying. The person starts releasing that stuck up, pent up energy. And after that, they feel really relaxed. They feel they have more clarity. They feel like, okay, life is good. There are, of course, people who pretend to cry, but Everyone cannot pretend to cry in a therapy session especially. But I have seen that this also comes as a shock to a lot of people. They think that, oh my God, why did I cry in front of another person? Why did I cry in therapy? Why did I not do this when I was all alone by myself? Because they were not able to touch that chord. As soon as you touch that chord, you hit that chord, you'll automatically release the stuck up emotion. It can be anger also. We have very interesting breakthroughs in therapies. There are people who are really angry, but they have not vented out their anger. And while you're talking to them, suddenly they get very hyper and then they blast. And it's really funny because after blasting, the next thing they usually do is crying or feeling bad that why did I do it this way. But they feel a relief. And the assignments are given to them. Some assignments I give to people. I don't give it to everyone. But those who are really eager to do it and those who really tell me that yes, I want to shift. These customized assignments, when they're sitting all by themselves, it really helps them to reach those emotions, to reach those feelings. And all emotions are important. All emotions are required for our growth. The next law is law of cause and effect. This universal law states that nothing happens by chance or outside the universal laws. Every action has a reaction or consequence, and we reap what we have sown. So if you're here right now listening to this audio, this session, it's not a coincidence. It's not happening by chance. You've listened till here, you're actually here. It was planned, it was pre-planned, predestined, it was already there in time. It has already happened because time is probably linear for us right now. But technically time is not linear. And this we realize when we also go to that level, where we are so multidimensional, we can travel through times. And people can do that when you meditate a lot, when you do the right type of inner work, then all of these small things are no longer important. Then you are doing really interesting things. You can do astral projection. You can become an astral body. You can control your dreams. You can say no to a lot of things in your dreams. And people say this, that eventually after a point, this is the next inner work, because all of your higher upper chakras are connected to your astral body. The lower chakras are connected to your physical body. Once you realize that the physical body is literally being taken care of by nature, you don't have to do much for it. It's already happening. It's automatically happening, the process of life taking care of you. Look at the birds, look at the animals. The birds, animals, the nature beings who are in alignment with nature, they have a solid root chakra. Because what is root chakra connected to? It's connected to what you eat and where you sleep. Your sleep and food and of course clothing. But animals don't wear clothes, so they don't really have this problem. Whatever nature has given to them, they use that. Human beings put on clothes, but they've made it a fashion thing. They've made it a status symbol now. It's something which is connected to ego. Same thing is connected to now living standards. I mean, all you need to live is a nice, warm, comfortable, or depending on where you are living, your weather conditions, that type of shelter. But now even shelter has become a status thing. So all of these people's root chakra is not working. It's blocked. Doesn't mean if somebody is very rich, they have a working root chakra. They could be having an even bigger blocked root chakra because they've amassed so much just to feel like they matter, they exist, they are somebody. When thousands of people say, like online or wherever, nowadays it's more online and on mainstream media, when they say, oh, look at this rich man, he got all these things, wish we could be like this person, they feel very happy. You take them away from it, you take them, some part of it away from them, they'll be depressed. They buy all these fancy bags with brands and with labels on it to show to other world that, look, I got everything, I'm happy. So root chakra is connected to these things. And literally, you don't have to do anything. Whatever you have, whatever shelter, food, clothing God has given to you is best for you. But if you, not just you, anyone, if we all use these things to get validation, then that means there's a problem with the root chakra. And you see on internet, on YouTube, this is what people are doing these days. They are talking about makeup, they're talking about clothes all the time. I mean, fashion is no longer creativity, fun, or just covering yourself. Fashion is more about how cool I am. Look at me, got so many followers. I mean, some people are wearing clothes and some people are taking off clothes. Some people are just showing off their body parts, reproductive organs, and acting like it's such a big deal. And these people also have this really superficial confidence. You know, they'll go for interviews, they'll speak at certain places, and they'll talk about, it's my body, I can do whatever I want with it, and all you people, you know, all of the people who are watching me, they are crazy, and look at them, they are making fun of my body. Some are making fun of my body and some are going crazy for my body. But look at this person, this influencer or this so-called false idol. They are themselves stuck in the body. They are only talking about body. They're only talking about reproductive organs. If they are so satisfied with themselves, why do they have to show their body parts just to look cool? Don't they have any other talent other than this? Don't they have anything else in the world? And then they actually look at others who tell them that, look, you're unhappy. They say, oh, come on. Who are you to tell me this? I'm not unhappy. You are unhappy. Why are you looking at me? Why are you bothered about me? Come on. These people are literally on people's faces. These people, because all of these mainstream media members, they bring these people in front of the youth. They bring these people because they're also like them. They also have equally problematic life. Don't think just because someone has a million subscribers or followers on Instagram and they are doing podcasts with celebrities, inviting them over, just buttering them constantly, buttering them for all their materialistic achievements, and totally ignoring everything else, never really asking them or seeing their problems, their diseases, the medicines they take. Half of these people, not half, I'll say 80% of them are on some medication, some substance. They cannot live without alcohol or eating meat or having sexual relationships with many people. That's what a lot of them are promoting, lust. They're all promoting lust. Why is a woman going online and taking off her clothes and making out in front of others? What is she promoting? Not devotion, not sincerity, not truth. She is promoting lust. She or he, whosoever it is. And they have so much confidence. They display this false, superficial confidence to others, acting as if they are so happy because they got it. Look at their lips. They are a result of Botox. Look at their eyes, result of some surgery. Something or the other, it's not even natural. But if you actually live the natural life, I'll tell you, honestly, there are so many things that can make you naturally young and beautiful and healthy and happy. Those people will never do it. They'll never recommend it to anyone. They don't even know about it. They'll never believe it in the first place. Because all these natural remedies, they need our time and we have to really use it well. Eat it every day, change our routine. If somebody is sleeping every night at 1, 2, 3 and then taking some drug next morning because they have to go to work, they have to, act somewhere and dance somewhere or attend an event. Now they cannot wake up straight away at 11 or 12. They are not going through a dark night of the soul phase. They would be actually lucky to go through one. They're not going through that. So they have to wake up and they have to act as if they're absolutely fine. They could be partying till 6 in the morning, getting drunk, getting high, getting wasted. But at 11 a.m. they have to attend some festival. They have to go somewhere and perform and dance. How is it humanly possible to do it? They have to do it, and then for that, they need the substances. I'm just giving you few examples. I'm not saying everyone is like that. I'm not generalizing, but maximum cases are like that. And personally, I've seen it. I'm from marketing also. I have marketed over 40 Bollywood films. I have written a film myself called Gang of Ghosts. And I've actually written more films, but a lot of them didn't make it to the screens. And the ones who did, they did not give me credit or money, because this also happens a lot over there. They'll steal your work, they'll steal your ideas, they'll steal your credit, they'll steal your money. They do all these things. It's cheap. It's a cheap place for that reason. They are not stealing your money actually. They are literally stealing your energy, because they want you to think about them all the time. I did not give that liberty to anyone. I just took it as God's wish, and none of those people succeeded. All of their movies where they stole my ideas or whatever they did with my ideas or my work, it flopped badly. It didn't even work. Somebody who stole my money, they had to go through a lot. Why? Because I was not giving them my attention, my precious attention. I just thought that, yeah, if somebody is mugging me 2 crores or 1 crore or 50 lakhs or 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs or taking away my name or whatever, status, blah, 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 God didn't want me to take it. It was not meant for me. But the experience was meant for me, because only after I had this experience of working with the mainstream media, being a part of mainstream media, I realized that everybody is, half of the people, actually more than half, I'll say 70-80% people are just not in their senses. They have such strong egos, and they're imparting this nonsense education to other people as well. But law of compensation is there. The law of compensation, this universal law, is the law of cause and effect. It's applied to the blessings and abundance that are provided for us. The visible effects of our deeds are given to us in form of gifts, money, inheritances, friendships, and blessings. One more example from my personal experiences I'll give to you. I don't have that many friends. I don't make friends. I'm not very social that way. I mean, when I was in the limbo state, when I was doing really well in the 3D reality, I had many friends at that point in time, but none of them were really close to my heart. It was just like, you go to parties and you go to do this or you go to do that, and you just hang out with people. Which is why I'm not even judging everyone, because I know a lot of them are in limbo state. And I have no qualms in saying that, yes, I have lived that life also. So I know the reality. I know the reality because on the other side, it's really different. So, blessings, abundance, friendships. You don't need to have 1,000 friends. Even if you have one good friend who can stand by you in bad times, or they can give you the right advice, the perfect advice, which maybe your mother cannot give, father cannot give, brother cannot give, sister cannot give. Your own people cannot give you that advice because they've lived with you, they've seen you. They don't know it as much as the true real friend would know. Not saying that parents or siblings are not doing good for us. Of course, they've done something right, which is why you're doing inner work. A lot of people are unhappy with their parents, blaming their parents, and I'm going to talk about that also. It's not like parents are perfect too. They are also acting in many distorted ways. But if you look at your overall journey, and if you're here today, right now, doing inner work, then that means even your parents did something right. It could have been worse. You could have been in worse situations, but you're not. So they also did something right. However, in a certain context, in a certain given situation, or maybe multiple situations, they cannot help you. They cannot advise you. This is where a true friend comes in the picture. And I've been blessed with such friends who have just appeared in times of need. I may not even have contacted them for a year, or maybe I was upset with them with something, on something. We were just fighting with each other. But as soon as they found out, or as soon as I told them that, look, I'm going through this problem, I didn't even ask for help, but they were like, I want to help you. I want to take care of you right now. That's friendship. That's love. So how universe is going to compensate you for your good deeds? And again, this is not to take credit for good deeds, but I personally feel that animals made a lot of difference in my life. When I look after animals, I feel that I'm being looked after by God. Because many a times, because I feed animals every day, so I feed them twice in a day, and we have 200 animals. 200 is like a very big number. And with that, we have like almost 9 to 10 rescues also. Some of the rescues like to just roam around here and there. So they're not staying all the time with us. They are more free nature. But you have all these animals, you're going to take them to the doctor, you're going to pay their bills, you're going to put all of your income into that. All these therapies I do, all these readings I do, everything I do, it all goes into that. And I'm not complaining. In fact, I'm very happy. I feel like, thank you God for giving me this place. Thank you God for choosing me for this, because it's so much peace out there with these animals. But because I feed them, there are always people who are feeding me. And it's interesting, it's bizarre. There have been times like I've gone out for a rescue in the morning, I left, and I went to some house or I went to some place, I went somewhere and they would say, hey, why don't you have a meal with us? And you suddenly realize that, oh, I forgot to eat. I had not eaten. But look, God has already prepared my meals at some place else. So God is definitely going to compensate you for all of your love that you give to anyone selflessly, unconditionally. But this is not to take credit. Actually, you are blessed, not just me, but anybody, all of you people, I know you resonate with these talks because you're also selfless and giving and kind. If you gave to your twin flame, or you gave to your family members, or you gave to your siblings, or you gave to anyone, and they did not appreciate it, they did not return it, believe it or not, but God is keeping a track of it, and God is going to compensate it to you whenever the right time is there. And I'm sure a lot of you have been taken care of. I mean, you could have been in really bad places. Maybe you just touched some situation and you came out. Somebody else was stuck in that situation real bad. And I have like tons of examples for this. I have had magical moments, miracles I have witnessed. And I'm also the same person who has gone through some very shitty situations and going through a lot of miserable feelings because I was not in the state of gratitude, and I accept that. And I realized it. As soon as I got aware of it, I was like, wow, I was so ungrateful, that's why this is happening to me. And as soon as you shift from that state, you become grateful for what you have, again, you're back in the same zone. And now the most popular law of attraction is here, the universal law that demonstrates how we create the things, events and people that come into our lives. Our thoughts, feelings, words and actions produce energies which in turn attract like energies. Negative energies attract negative energies and positive energies attract positive energies. And as I just told you, what is the most positive energy? It's gratitude. And what is the most, even bigger than gratitude? Like maybe there are days you can't feel grateful. You're feeling like angry, upset. At that point in time, which I have told a lot of people, you should just chant the solar plexus mantra, Ram Nam sound, the Ram Bij mantra. Just do the repetition of it. And repetition is magical, my dear friends. Repetition of this mantra, solar plexus mantra, raises your vibration to a level that gives you peace, relaxation, confidence, and it connects you to gratitude as well. And this is for those situations and times where gratitude may not be happening naturally. So negative energy is actually being selfish and ungrateful, and positive energy is being grateful and being surrendered to source. This is how it should be explained, law of attraction or any other law. That's why I'm explaining every law, one by one. The interesting law of perpetual transmutation of energy, number 8. This universal law states that all persons have within them the power to change the conditions in their lives. Higher vibrations consume and transform lower ones. Thus, each one of us can change the energies in our lives by understanding the universal laws and applying the principles in such a way as to affect change. And how you should understand this transmutation of energy is that you cannot do it outwardly, which means you cannot change physical things and the energy will transmutate. You have to do it within yourself. You have to go within yourself. You have to figure out the reasons which are causing you depression, anxiety, anger, ungratefulness, all the negative feelings. Then you have to work through it. I mean, in therapy also we do it. We have this lovely therapy called transmutation of anger into love, especially for those people who have all this trauma stored, or we do another very cool therapy called negative memory release. This therapy also connects people to the bad memories, the negative memories, which are like the core memories. These core memories are responsible for creating new memories, and they keep creating more bad experience because the core memories are subconsciously acting out. So when we go within, we have the opportunity to make changes over there. It's not going to happen in one day. It takes time, but the day you decide, that shifts everything. Your decision is also a very powerful portal. People who don't decide actually to shift, they're constantly upset and angry over others, complaining, crying, cribbing unnecessarily. They cannot decide to be happy. The day you say, okay, I am going to fix myself. I am going to be happy no matter what. I am going to be grateful no matter what. I am going to face the fear no matter what. I am going to be brave, courageous, bold no matter what. Automatically that day you have decided, you have shifted. And then all the other things will start working. Even if it takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to completely heal from your wounds, it's okay because you're already on track. You already feel much different than what you're feeling before. But running away from it, not doing it, saying I cannot do it, I am not worthy to do it, I don't deserve to do it, God doesn't want me to do it, God is punishing me, God is upset with me, I don't know why God is doing this to me, I don't know why God only does this to me, why me? So when we say these things, we are not basically shifting. This is where I'm going to close this collective reading. I will continue this. I have to start from in the next session, Law of Relativity, and I will explain that to you and wrap this whole session up. Thank you so much for being here with me for personal sessions and for therapies. Please check out the description box. All the details are given over there. So I will see you in the next video. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.